So this is going to be part 2 of my video responding to the Knowledgia video about they're trying to answer the question of why the Anglo-Saxons originally migrated to Britain, and this also doubles up as a way to explain the real reasons and the real understandings that we have currently, what we do and don't know about why the Anglo-Saxons did come to Britain.
Germanic tribes, including the Angles and Saxons, slowly began migrating, initially as settlers, probably drawn by the fertile land.
Just another minor nitpick, but just say the Angles and the Saxons. You don't have to go through all that extra trouble to call them the Angles. Anyway, so my critique of this particular point of the video is that we actually don't know what the reason was for the original Anglo-Saxon migrations to the island of Britain, because this period, the 5th century, the written record completely disappears from Britain throughout this time. So we have stuff from the 4th century that is written by Romans. We have stuff from like the end of the 4th century that's written by Roman authors in Roman Britain, but after 409, the written record in Britain almost completely disappears, pretty much just completely disappears. Until the 6th century, that's when we get to Gildas, and Gildas gives us his account of the coming of the Saxons. And then the very next source that we have to go off of after that comes to us from 731, that's Bede's Historia Ecclesiastica Gentis Anglorum, a church history of the English people, and essentially he tells us an explanation as to why the Anglo-Saxons came over that is quite different from the one that Gildas gives, and he gives a bit of a different picture of the early Anglo-Saxon migration to Britain than Gildas gives us. And Gildas is writing about 100 years after the events that he describes, and Bede is writing about 300 years after the events that he describes. And so, because of that, we have to take everything that both Gildas and Bede have to say with a huge grain of salt, because these are people that didn't live at the same time as the events that they're describing. So, could the fertile soil of southern Britain have played a role in what drew the Anglo-Saxons over to the island of Britain? Absolutely. It could have also just been the fact that they knew that the Romans had been expelled by that point, because throughout the 4th century, this is something that this video didn't mention, the Saxons are raiding the southeast of Britain. This is why these Roman forts that are built in the 4th century in the southeast of Britain start getting called the forts of the Saxon shore. Because Saxons are coming over and pillaging and plundering the southeast of Britain in that time. And if those same Saxons caught wind that in 409 the Romans had been expelled, you can easily imagine that they would say, well, we've been raiding there, might as well go take some land there. And so I don't have enough time to get into the next point that I was going to make in this video, but I'm going to make several parts responding to this video because, as I've said, it takes more than a minute to explain why the Anglo-Saxons came to Britain, and it takes more than 3 minutes apiece of multiple videos to explain what's wrong with Knowledgia's video. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Like and follow for more. My name is Beast. This is the kind of stuff that I'm doing on my account, so